I'm live. What's up, guys? Nobody here yet. Hopefully, the announcement thing. YouTube has changed everything on me on how to do live stream, so hopefully we can keep doing this. They have to keep screwing with everything all the time, so you're constantly in this learning mode of trying to do things because they keep changing the rules and the way that you do things. So I went to set this up like a little while ago, and it was all different, and it got me a little bit frustrated, but I think I figured it out, at least for now, although they say this classic live streaming is going away, and I'm going to have to do a bunch of crazy shit to keep doing this, but we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I can figure that all out. I know I can. I just would rather not have to, but I'd rather just keep doing what I'm doing, but they've got to make it difficult because in the world of computer people and all that kind of thing, more complicated is always better to them for some reason. I'm not sure why that is, but that just seems to be the way of the world, guys. How's it going? Well, we got a few people coming in. Yay. How's everybody doing? Hey, what's going on, Sub-Zero? How you doing? Just hanging out. It's freezing cold here. We had a snowstorm, and I worked last night overnight, 15-hour shift driving in the snow, so that was fun. How are you? I'm sure I think a pretty good part of the country had some pretty nasty weather this last couple days here. Hey, Robbie, what's up? Yeah, we got quite a bit. Not a lot, like deep-wise, but it snowed and everything's icy and slick and it's cold, cold, cold. So, oh, no, you tweaked your back, Sub-Zero? Hey, Jean-Paul, what's going on? Good to see you back in the room, man. Thanks for coming in. How's it going up there? Cold? It's freezing here. Hey, Chad, what's up there? You guys got hit pretty hard up your way, didn't you? As far as the storm? Dodge Boy is here. I work for the railroad, but I don't, not on a train. I drive people around, basically around this part of the country. I'm basically a chauffeur. William, what's going on? How's it out? Are you out driving, William? I mean, I know you're not right this second, but short bus driver. Yeah, I'm a short bus driver. I am. It took me 2 hours and 10 minutes to get from Grand Island back to Superior this morning after I was done working. I drove back and forth from Grand Island to Ravenna about, in the last 2 nights, about 25 trips or something like that. And then, of course, last night it sucked because it was just a horrible snowstorm. So the 30-minute trip from the hotel in Grand Island to Ravenna depot, usually about half an hour. Last night it was closer to an hour each way. So a 2-hour round trip is pretty nasty out there. Chad's got 4 to 5 inches of global warming in his yard again. We've only got a couple inches down here, if that. It's just icy, though. It's real slick and packed and icy. And it started out with kind of this super wet, almost rain-like snow, which froze, and then it snowed like nice fluffy snow on top of that. So it makes for some pretty slick roads. So Williams in Indiana. What's it like out there? I haven't been watching the weather. I got so used to working at the grocery store and then at the auto parts store that I got used to, my customers giving me the weather report every day and what was going to happen the next day and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not used to it now. I don't have that. I got to look it up myself and I don't really pay that much attention. Ooh, John Paul's got a foot. Ouch. Yeah, I'm sick of the global warming too. This sucks. We need to do something about it. A new tax or something would solve the whole problem, right? Oh, Robbie, you just had drizzle. Well, you're very lucky. It started to snow a little bit on my way up to Grand Island last night. And then by the time I got there, it was snowing pretty good. And then we just sat there in the storm all night, driving back and forth super slow. But we got there safe, and all the trips went safely. Nobody got hurt. Nobody had any accidents of any of the people. So it was just slow going. Better to putt along at 30 miles an hour and get there than to end up in the ditch and peach Mother Nature. I didn't see any accidents last night either. I figured I would. Well, there wasn't really anybody out, so that's probably why we were the. Almost every vehicle I saw out was either semi or one of us chauffeuring people around. So that's about all I saw. Hey, Becky's here. What's up, Becky? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, if I just paid more taxes, this bad weather would go away. The weather's no worse now than it's ever been. I've been around a long time. I remember lots of bad winters, lots of hot summers, lots of crazy weather. Every year, even when I was a little kid, people were always saying, oh my gosh, the weather, it's never been like this. It must be the end of the world. After you hear that a couple million times in your life, you start to realize, this is just the way it's always been. People just react to the weather like it's never happened before. The weather is the weather, and there ain't a damn thing we can do about it. I'm all bundled up in this room. It is cold in here. Kim brought me up a ceramic heater, so if you can hear that thing buzzing in the background, I apologize, but it's pretty cold in here, so I got all dressed up and bundled up for the stream, and then she brought me that heater, so I should be okay. I won't die anyway. Yeah, no, that's right, Dodge Boy. It's not even the 21st before it's officially winter, which is crazy. It's definitely winter, even though it's not official. But it always does this. It's time. It's about the time of year we start getting the snow and the temperature starts to drop, at least here in Nebraska, and we don't really warm up much for a while. When I lived in Colorado, ironically, crazily, people think it's really bad there, but it didn't get as cold as it does here, and we'd have like nice days in between more often than we do here. We'd have like crazy snow, but then it would get nice and melt away, and you'd see people like shoveling snow in shorts because it was 65 degrees, but there's still snow on the ground from the huge snowstorm. It doesn't really happen that much here. It's happened a couple times since I've lived here, but it seems like we get the deep freeze and it just stays. And usually when you get snow here, if you get a good amount of snow here, it doesn't go away. It's still going to be, you're going to see it, a month or two later, still piles of it everywhere that are black and dirty from sitting around. It's a little different, doesn't it? It's a little more uncomfortable here in Nebraska than where I grew up in Colorado. Robbie says, as a kid, we would go jump in the dirt bikes and play. Yeah, I used to get excited when it snowed. Go make a snow fort and grab a sled and have a snowball fight and go do whatever. Now it's like, I don't want to go out there. Chad says he keeps telling himself that it's special, and gosh darn it, people like me. Hasn't come true so far. I think we like you. You're special. I love that guy. I forgot about that. Special, and gosh darn it, people like me. Dodge Boy says you get ice more than snow down in Texas. I would like to move to Texas for a little bit better weather. My daughter lives in San Antonio. Been thinking about maybe eventually going somewhere like that for a little bit nicer. Sub-Zero, you got the Scat out today, and it was nice. Mine's in the garage. I haven't seen it in a few days. I did see at the truck stop there south of Grand Island. There's as I was going by today, I saw a truck parked out there that had it was hauling a bunch of Tesla Model 3s. So I don't know, maybe one of those was mine. I don't know. Give you right on the shorts. So yeah, Stuart Smalley. I'm talented. I'm smart. Gosh darn it. People like me. Dallas, 75 degrees. Boy, that would be so nice. I need to find like a smaller place though, like not too small, but not too big. Somewhere like a city that's not huge, but that still has kind of everything you need, sort of thing. And somewhere down that way where it's decent weather most of the time. I don't ask for much, do I? I just need everything to be perfect. I've always lived in cold weather. I lived in the Detroit area and then Colorado Springs and then here in Nebraska. And I don't like cold weather, but for some reason I've never lived anywhere else. But those are probably three of the definitely cold weather places. Yeah, Waco, Austin. Austin seems like a cool place. It was a super trendy place though to live for a while. I don't know if I'm cool enough for Austin. I think somewhere down in Texas, or possibly I think I was telling you guys last week or last time I streamed. I looked up like one of the most moderate climates in the lower 48 places where it doesn't get super cold or super warm. There's a lot of areas like around Arkansas and stuff were considered to be and then Reno, Nevada, and some couple places down in Texas. Not super cold, not super hot. Reno, Nevada seems kind of like that keeps popping into my head for some reason. I could probably do that. I don't gamble, so I'd be safe there. Although I might start. I don't know. North Dakota, yeah, I think that's like Nebraska on steroids. Hey, Robbie says he's not saying he lives in a small town, but the cows outnumber the humans. I live in a small town too. We got like 1,800 people here. We probably have more cows in the county than we do people. Sub-Zero says Dallas is nice. You're 3 hours away from it. Check out the cities: Longview, Tyler, Texarkana. Ooh, I just like the name Texarkana for some reason. Maybe that would be a good place to live. Waco, Greenville. Yeah, Dodge. I know. I've seen pictures of Reno, and it says it got winter weather because I've seen like storms and stuff there. But for whatever reason, this website thing that I was looking at listed that as, I guess, the temperature wise, their temperature range or whatever kept it in that category, where it never gets super cold, never gets super hot. But yeah, I have seen like Reno and like on the Weather Channel and stuff when they're having a storm. So maybe I don't know. I mean, I don't mind a little snow. I just don't like the deep freeze cold. Yeah, Chad, I got the Tesla for Austin. So yeah, you're right. If I get the skinny jeans and the man bun, some leather, not real leather, vegan leather sandals. Hey, Gary Hood, what's going on, Gary Hood? It says Nebraska is ridiculous with snow right now, especially Omaha. I haven't been out that way, but I just drove from Grand Island to Superior, which is down at the Texas. I got Texas on the brain. Kansas state line. It usually takes me an hour and 20 minutes. It took me 2 hours and 10 minutes today. It was bad. Tail Happy, what's up? There you are. How's it going, Tail Happy? What's going down? Todd used your scat pack as a grocery getter this morning. I do that too. First breakfast and then what? I want to go to Whataburger sometime. And then on to Walmart. I've never been to Whataburger. Yeah, I use mine as getting groceries or running errands or whatever. Don't always do that, but it's good for everything, really. It's good every day. And it's a lot more fun to go get groceries in it and whatever else you got to do. Robbie says Austin, Texas is beautiful, awesome, or whatever. Like Travis is beautiful, and there's 6th Street. I used to listen to a radio station out of Austin, Texas, because I like to listen to Coast to Coast overnight. I don't know if any of you guys ever listened to that radio show. It's not as good as it used to be. It used to all be about like aliens and ghosts and government conspiracies and all that kind of crap. And that was one of the stations that I could pick up on the to live stream from, to hear it, live on my computer while I was sleeping or whatever. And I listened to what's the big AM station there in Austin? I can't think, but anyway, so I learned all these names of all these streets and Lake Travis and Round Rock and all this stuff. I just remember all these names of places and things because I used to listen. I've never even been there, but I used to listen to that station every night when I was in bed. Well, what the hell's the name of it? It's like a talk station, news station, but at night they had that Coast to Coast on, which I used to like. Actually, I was listening to that last night on the radio while I was working. Telepi says, hello, everyone. Seems like you missed a few streams. I had a couple streams that failed, so that might be all you missed. I tried to do the live stream Friday night from my phone while I was waiting, and I couldn't get it to work. Kept cutting on and off and never could get it to work. WKRP. Now, what is it? Austin. Anyway. Yeah, Coast to Coast with George Norrie. It used to be Art Bell way back in the day, and now it's George Norrie. But it's kind of interesting still. But unfortunately now, a lot of times they get into politics and stuff at night, which there's like a million places to hear that. So I don't know why they have to do it on there too. Because back in the day, and it still is a lot of times, but it would be about, psychics and I don't even believe all the stuff that is on there. I'm not a total believer in all that stuff, but it was just interesting. Ghosts and UFOs and aliens and government conspiracies in Area 51, all that kind of stuff. That's what the radio show used to always be about. It still is sometimes, but sometimes, like I said, they start to talk about just politics and stuff, which you can go up and down the dial and hear that a million places. I don't, why they got to do it too. I don't know. Sub-Zero says your sister-in-law stays in Roanoke in Dallas, and it's really nice there. I got to plan this where I'm going, man. Hopefully somewhere where there's a little more car stuff going on too, or at least closer to some of that stuff. Because where I'm at now, there's nothing really, unless I drive all the way to Omaha or somewhere like that, which isn't that far, but it's 200 miles. Not that bad. Ooh, my phone. Yeah. My son is coming back Thursday from the Army. He'll be here for a couple of weeks. So I'm picking him up Thursday. He goes back on the 3rd, I think, 3rd of January. So it'll be nice to have him here. Looking forward to that. Got 10 people. Only one thumbs up. On 20 minutes. Last week, was it last Saturday or Sunday when this just cut off on me? I was in the middle of talking and it just cut off. I had a brand new battery for this laptop and I thought I didn't need to plug in. I was wrong. I think we were about an hour and 20 minutes in or something, and it gave me a warning up on the corner of the screen that my battery was low, and literally like less than 2 seconds later, it just shut everything off. So I didn't even realize it was low, and as soon as it warned me, it was already too late. Nope, nobody can ride with me, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe I'll talk him into getting on the live stream. He probably won't. I can't talk Kim into it. Sub-Zero says, oh, you're going to bed, Sub-Zero? You got to work 2 days and then vacation. Sweet. Well, thanks for being here, man. Get some rest and enjoy your vacation for sure. Just 2 more days of work, so cool. Yeah, happy vacation. I've been slacking off on the channel really bad. I haven't been making very many videos, and my live streams keep screwing up. I gotta get it together, man. Someday I'm gonna take an actual vacation and go somewhere. I never go anywhere. Go see my daughter in San Antonio. That might be nice. Haven't showed television. I gotta get my crap together. I've been a train wreck lately. Then I went to set up the stream earlier, and it was giving me trouble because they changed everything. And it's like you have to download this and do this and all that. And I was like, oh my god, I'm trying to stream in like an hour. I got so frustrated. I finally figured out a way to work it to where I could go back and do it the old classic way, but it said this is going to go away soon, so you got to do it the new. It's a pain in the butt. They got to make everything difficult. More complicated is better in the minds of computer people. I don't understand it, but Gary is going to Arizona next year in February to see your little brother's graduation. Cool. Arizona's good, pretty state. I've only really been basically driven through it a couple times. I've never really stayed there and done anything, but yeah, what are you gonna do with your life? Or what do you want to do with your life? Yeah, that's what he says. I want to rock. I do want to rock. It's like that's what I should do. I should rock. I tried that. Speaking of Twisted Sister, I was listening to Dee Schneider's radio show last night too for a while. He's got a pretty cool radio show. Him and Alice Cooper as well. My daughter graduates next spring and then off to college. My oldest daughter is in San Antonio. My son's in the Army. Yeah, I think it's time to get another band together. Give it another shot. This age, I think. Totally makes sense. Reminds me of the comedian Bill Burr. Anybody ever listens to him? He's pretty funny. He's got a story about hurting his leg or his foot. He hurt his foot trying to get his double bass drum better. He's like, yeah, I'm however old he was at the time. 46 years old. I figured, getting my double bass abilities down that's probably where I need to be at in my life right now. Anyway, he hurt his foot and could barely walk. He's a funny guy. Yeah, Dodge. Boy, they keep making everything more difficult. Putting up videos is going to it just gets more complicated. And then the live streams look like they're going to get really complicated. So I'll see what I can do. I'm going to have to sit down and figure it out. Now you have to go through and assure them that you're not making videos for kids and that there's no kids in your videos. which is fine. I understand that, but it just, there's all these little things you got to go through now to when you put up videos, and they complicate everything. They changed the classic. I don't know how many some of you guys know this because you have channels too and you put up videos, but it used to be pretty easy. You just click on a few things and download, you put your video on and you put your description. And now it's like it's basically the same thing. They just moved everything all around and changed it. So now you go to do certain things and it's like, where's that feature that I used to use? And you have to dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and try to find it. And it's a 4-step process where it used to be a 1-step process. Which just drives me crazy. Things like that drive me nuts. How more complicated is better, I do not understand. But he says, "Serious wants to pay for $5 for a free trial." Yeah, I love free trials that cost money, or free trials that you got to give them your credit card number for, and they're going to take it out of your. If you don't cancel your trial, then they're going to, and they make it real hard to cancel it. Half a pack of cigarettes and a full tank of gas. The Blues Brothers. Hey, Leo, what's up? Or Leon. Am I supposed to call you Leo or Leon? I forgot. Leo? Sacramento. What's going on in the crazy city of Sacramento never mind, I won't. That's the state capital of California. A mission from God. No, definitely start a channel. And it's probably not as much of a pain in the butt if you're just starting, because you're going to learn how they want you to do it now. The problem is when you've been doing it for years and then all of a sudden you go to do something one day and it's like, what's all this crap? No warning. I mean, there was warning. They did say they're going to change things, but all of a sudden you're trying to slap up a video real quick. And next thing you know, you're sitting there studying and reading and clicking on this help thingy and this help thingy. And okay. And then finally you get it all figured out. But it's good to learn new things. That's for sure. It keeps the brain functioning just like your muscles do. But yeah, sometimes it can be a pain in the butt. Just hanging out here in the freezing butt cold weather here in Nebraska, Leo. And look, several other people in the room are in cold areas too. Motley 392. Hello, Motley. I did another 48-hour fast this week, which was super fun. It got easier this time, so I think maybe I'll go for 72 hours or something on the next one. We'll see how that goes. I didn't feel quite as goofy and high this time towards the end of it. I think my body was a little more used to it or whatever, so I felt fairly normal. The only thing about it is you don't really, after a while, you're not hungry anymore, but then when you do decide to eat finally, it's like someone lit a fire under you and your appetite's like, you want to eat everything in sight. But I kept it under control. So the first time I got the shakes and I got goofy and felt like I was high, it felt like I took some like painkillers or something there towards the end. I think it releases a lot of the endorphins or whatever, your natural stuff in your brain or whatever in your body. So the first time I did it, it felt really, really good in a lot of ways. Yes, the last couple days when I did it, it just was, I could tell I hadn't eaten, but it wasn't like, I didn't feel that weird or anything. Leo, the Challenger is fantastic. It's out there freezing right now in the garage, but doing good. Loving that car. Love it. Only thing I'm going to get rid of that car for is if I do get another Challenger. And maybe not even get rid of it. Maybe keep 2 of them eventually, or trade it and get something nicer. I don't know, but we will see. But I love the car. I would highly recommend it to anybody who's out there thinking about one. And it actually has some pretty good dependability ratings and stuff now because of the length of time they've been building the same damn car. They've got all the bugs worked out. So that's one advantage to building the same car for however many years it's been now. 11 years or whatever the heck it's been. eventually you get it all right. John Quinn. Hello, John Quinn. Let's see. I know you have an alternative vehicle. It's like an F-150 or another. And you mentioned we have a bunch. Well, actually, I got rid of a couple of them, but we have a couple of alternative vehicles, and we got another one on the way. I know. Well, I got rid of that. I got rid of the Ford Focus wagon. That's out of the way now, and I signed it over to my ex because she has her car was screwed up, and she's got my daughter and everything, so that now belongs to her. And let's see, we have the Saturn still, which I drive to work, just down the street to work, basically. And then we got a Tesla coming, and we have a Toyota Prius as well. Her son, Kim's son, is going to be taking the Prius over, so that won't be ours anymore. But so yeah, we'll actually be 3 cars again once the Tesla gets here, which is supposed to be any day now. I know I'm hoping it's any day now. It's supposed to be any day now. Everything's set up. They're just setting up a delivery time with us and everything, and got to get it by the end of the month so we can get the tax credit. We got to take delivery before the first of the year. Yeah, the Scat Pack barely fits in the garage that we have now. Just not that much room on each side with the mirrors. I still, every time I pull in there, I've pulled out of there hundreds of times at this point. You gotta go super slow. Look, because those mirrors just barely clear. And I'd sure hate to screw anything up. Leo says he's thinking of a McLeod clutch. What do you think? I don't know anything about that. Where's our experts out there? We always have people who know this stuff. The Tesla's going to stay outside, though, which could be an adventure as well because the battery is depleted in the cold weather and everything else. So it should still be cold in the garage, but we shall see. Yeah, they keep us. I made that video, which nobody watched. I saw they got like 200 views on it. Anyway, about this pain in the butt it is to order a Tesla. Tesla people act like it's just so simple and it's wonderful and easy. And I think those people have never bought a car before because buying the Challenger was about as easy as you can get. You walked in, we sat down, he asked us what we wanted, we ordered it, we waited, we came back. We were probably at the dealership for an hour or something, signing. That included them showing us all the features of the car, signing the papers, and getting out of there. This Tesla thing has been. We've had to email them so many documents and driver's licenses about 10 times and all this stuff. And then you got, there's like 3 different people emailing you. You have this person and that person, a delivery person and your salesperson and your assistant person, and it's just really confusing and you don't know when the cars come. It's really been a pain in the butt. I will say that. But people act like it's super easy. I think those people have, like I said, never gone to a regular car dealership and bought a car before. So as of right now, the delivery date has not been set. But the thing we just found out is we both have to be here. And that's going to be a little bit of a problem. So we're trying to figure out how we're going to handle that situation. They need both owners who are going to be on the registration to be and the loan and everything to be present at delivery, so we can both sign stuff. And I hadn't thought of that. It's going to be tricky. I was worried that it was going to be hard for one of us to be here, and all of a sudden I realized, oh yeah, we both have to be here. So it could be tricky, but we will figure something out. What do you do for all-wheel drive in the snow in Nebraska? I don't. I grew up in Colorado and driving in the mountains in the snow and big rear-wheel drive cars and everything. So Snow doesn't bother me, and Kim's pretty good with that too. And front wheel drive is more than adequate, and even I can even drive the Challenger in the snow if I have to with no big deal. And the Tesla's rear wheel drive only too, so it should be it's just not a big deal. You just got to kind of get used to driving it. At work, I have Ford Expedition for work where I have to drive all the time. So that's nice because it's got 4-wheel drive and everything, all-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and all the good stuff. So it's gotten me out of a couple of dicey situations in the ditch next to the railroad tracks in the mud and the snow, and pretty impressed. Zero problem getting out of that kind of stuff. Just drive right out of it. It's actually kind of fun. So I enjoy that part of the job. It's kind of fun to get to a little bit of off-roading. Kind of fun. Molly says you're getting a Tesla for Christmas. Yeah, and birthdays. Both of our birthdays are this month, and Christmas, and we are not getting anything for anybody or each other. No gifts, no dinners, no nothing. The car is our present for each other, to each other, for ourselves, whatever. Seaweed and cheese tray. Oh, delicious. Don't talk about seaweed and cheese trays. You're making me hungry. Damn it. I'm going to have to cut off the stream and go get some food now. Hey, Destroyer 1320. Hello, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? Good to see you here. Yeah, I was reading up on the Tesla thing, and you can set it to. It's confusing. Yeah, it warms up the battery and keeps it from. It's all very complicated and weird, but it's interesting and fun, and it does a lot of crazy stuff. But we're going to see about this battery depletion. This could be interesting when it gets cold like this. It's going to get a lot colder. It's not that. It's only, I think we got 18 or 16 degrees or something out there now. This is nothing. We haven't even probably started the cold yet. Well, this says 23. That can't be right. Yeah, 23. It's gotten actually warmer since I got home. Yeah, pretty dramatic depletion of the battery in the cold. So we're going to see how this goes, living in the middle of nowhere in the cold, keeping it outside. It's definitely an adventure. Ziggy and I. Hey, what's up, Ziggy and I? You went to Amazon to look for the SRT powered badge for the rear spoiler. Yeah. It's from, go to Sick Badging Technologies is the name of the company. Just Google that. Sick Badging Technologies, I think, or Technology, one of the two. Yeah, Sick Badging Technologies, and I think they also have an eBay store as well as a website. I think I bought mine off their eBay store. Dodge Boy's got an idea for the first mod, 426. Yeah, that would be cool. It would kind of defeat the purpose of the Tesla, though, Chad says the best battery warmer is an internal combustion engine. You're here all week, huh? I know. Hey, I always explain this to you guys. We had to go with some kind of a electric or hybrid. So I figured of all the electrics and hybrids out there, that's the coolest one that I can afford. So that's what we did. Luckily, she went for it. She was up for it too. So we were going to almost end up with a Prius Prime, which would have been super boring. And in my mind, Prius Prime, Tesla Model 3, much more interesting car. Not my first choice of cars, obviously. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. But if we're going to go electric, then I think we made it. That's... Oh yeah, I did see that. I did see some races between the 1320 and it beat the Model 3. performance a couple. I think did it beat it every time? I can't remember now. I think it did. And then the model, the other Tesla, I think beat it. I can't remember now. I did watch those videos. Yeah, there's a lot of charging stations on the coasts. Where I live, there are none. There's about 85 miles from here. There's a Tesla supercharger. That doesn't do me much good. John Quinn says new guy at work has a Rumble Bee Hemi. Awesome, cool. Yeah, charging stations in California are like payphones back in the day. Yep, that'll be everywhere. Eventually, but we can charge it at home. We're going to get some other stuff put in so we can charge it even faster at home. And then there is the city here has a park where you can park RVs, and they have all the outlets and everything over there. The ability to plug it in over there, which you charge it a lot faster too, and it's all free. There's a box for a free will donation box or whatever. So we'll probably throw a couple bucks in there once in a while and charge it up and get it some 220 installed here so we can charge it with that. And hopefully before too many more years, there will be some more options for charging in the area, because we probably live in the one area of the country where there's if you look at the map, there's like maps on the websites for Tesla superchargers and just for EV charging in general. And there's this big hole in a certain part of the country. And we're kind of right in that. Yeah, we have to dedicate. It's going to require an electrician coming out and doing a bunch of stuff. We're also within reach of our dryer outlet with the extension cord, which is what a lot of people are doing. I've been watching a lot of videos about that, so we may try that and see how that goes too. Yeah, a lot of motels and some malls and other places are starting to get them because they want you to stay there. So, and if the mall has or a store has those chargers, they know you're probably not going to sit in your car. You're going to come in and buy something while you're getting charged up. So I think it's something that's coming. Everybody's going to have to get used to it. I don't think it's going away. I think it's going to get bigger and bigger. And pretty much all the car companies are going to be putting out these electric vehicles. So they're going to have to be like gas stations. They're going to have to be all over the place. And I think it would be, if you're a business owner and you want to get people to hang out at your place to do whatever, then it might be something you want to consider once it gets to be something that everybody's doing. It's definitely not going to be a super great road trip kind of car because it's going to slow you down. If you're in a hurry, it takes a hell of a lot longer than it does to fill up with gas. At least at this point, maybe in 20 years or 10 years or 5 years or whatever, it may not be the case. The Tesla superchargers are pretty fast, but they're still not that fast, but they're pretty fast. I could probably work that out, Chad. It would be a exercise as well as getting the car charged up, some kind of a full body exercise machine where I'm generating the electricity for the car. Hey, Daywalker 392, what's up? Your phone's dying. Oh, bummer. You want to say hi? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate that. Get that phone charged up. Good to see you. Kale chips and a hand crank. I can't do too much working out though in my skinny jeans with my man bun. John says, fuck exercise. This it's just kind of an experimental thing. This whole Tesla thing is just if we were going purely for like practicality and what would be the smart thing to do and what would be the most convenient, practical, economical, smart thing to do, it definitely wouldn't be the Tesla. But I just want to do something interesting and fun and a little bit of an adventure. It should be kind of tricky, and it may, like I've still told you guys before, it may be a disaster. A few months from now or a year from, I don't know, we may be trying to get rid of it and get something else, but I want to try it. I just want to do it, so we're just going to do it. crazy, say what the hell, and just go for it, see what happens. Daywalker 22, nothing much. Did Toys for Tots with the Dodge team? Cool. Yeah, a lot of that Toys for Tots thing going on right now. A lot of places, everybody's getting the Christmas thing going. That's always cool. It's always nice to have that happening. Chad says, get the leotard. Yeah, get the Jane Fonda. That's right, Molly. I don't want to say that, but that's kind of what it, carpe diem, you only live once, whatever. Just do it. It's not like something that we can't get out of. We will never be like upside down in the car. So if we need to get rid of it, we'll get rid of it and get something else. But I think we're just going to give it a shot. Be fun. And especially living in a small town, it's kind of fun here because people don't even, they've heard of it. They just think, oh, it's one of those stupid cars or whatever. Other people think it costs like $150,000. They don't know it. They don't. And then a lot of people think, oh, I had a guy tell me the other day that he wanted that. He said, I don't think there's anything wrong with electric cars. He said, I like something with a little bit of get up and go. I just was like, okay, he's obviously not been in a Tesla because it's got way more get up and go than any car he's ever had. So. Maybe I'll make a video where I squeeze on some skinny jeans and put a fake man bun on and some sandals, and we'll have some kind of tofu hamburgers or something, and whatever those guys eat. I don't know what the hell they eat. They don't eat much, apparently. From looking at them, they don't do a lot of eating. Yeah, that they had that per horsepower plan thing going on. But I think that's over now, isn't it? Yeah, Kim will start getting speeding. She really doesn't speed much. She did when we test drove the Tesla, though. She got on it a few times. Then she got mad at me for posting the video. She said, don't post video of proof of me speeding. It's like, it's not going to do anything. You weren't drag racing or anything. They're not going to come after you for that. They can get speeders all day long by just parking anywhere and pulling out their radar and doing it. Speeders are a dime a dozen. They're not going to come after you for breaking the speed limit on video. Not for drag racing or something they might. Yeah, Dodge has always got a lot of good deals going. And, of course, getting the end of the year, it's always a good time to buy any car. Can they legally give you a ticket in electric? Well, some of these self-driving cars, I'm going to say, can they give you a ticket if it's self-driving because you weren't driving? Who are they going to give the ticket to? You have to give the ticket to the car. I wasn't driving. I was just sitting here. They do it fast before you get tofu. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of people are depending on the autopilot. I don't have any desire to use the autopilot. I like driving. But I keep seeing like on the Tesla forums and stuff like that, and pages and on the news as well, people they're getting way too they trust it too much. Computers make mistakes. You still have to pay attention. It's supposed to be there as a backup to your driving, so if you screw up, it might save you. not to just sit there like, I don't have to put the brakes on. It's going to stop the car for me. And then something goes wrong and it doesn't work. I saw a story recently. A lady was in a, I forget what car it was now, but it had the braking and it's where it senses something in front of you and stops, it slows down the car and stops the car or whatever. And she was coming down a road where there was a downhill thing and there was a train going over. You had to go under the train, and her car sensed that the train bridge was a vehicle because it's one of these situations, and it stopped her in the middle of the road. And I think she got rear-ended. So there's it was a Subaru or a Nissan or something that did it. I can't remember the car now. So it sensed the bridge that she was going under. It sensed it as being something in the road or another car, and it brought her to a stop, and then she got hit, which I think she could have overridden it by just whatever, stomping on the gas or whatever, but she didn't for whatever reason. She got rear-ended, and I think she got hurt. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. The car is glitchy for sure. There's like the summon mode where you can have it come to you from a parking lot. It'll drive itself to you. I've seen a lot of videos where it works, but I've seen a lot of videos where it also doesn't work, where it drives through the grass or over a median or something like that it didn't know was there, didn't realize was there. Hey, Kyle's here. What's up, Kyle? Welcome to the room, man. What's up? Yeah, technology. But my technology is great, but people are. As far when it comes to driving, I want to drive the damn car. I don't mind some of that stuff being there as a backup to if we screw up or, who knows, you have a heart attack or something. Maybe it might save you from having an accident too. You stroke out or something, and the car stops for you. I don't know, but that part of the car doesn't really interest me. A lot of people are paying like I think it's $6,000 or $7,000 for the full automated driving, which you can't even do yet. It's not legal yet. But if you buy it now for the Tesla, when it does become totally legal and everything, then and totally whatever ability to do it, you can just basically the car will take you where you got to go and you don't have to do anything. But that doesn't interest me at all. Yeah, it's just like all these airplanes now. You hear about airplanes, some of the big airliners, whether it be Airbus or Boeing. There's so much technology in them and so much automation that when it goes wrong, the pilots can't figure out how to. First of all, they can't figure out what's going wrong because they're not flying the plane, and then they can't figure out how to override what the computer's trying to make it do. It's pretty scary. How's Kyle doing? Like the 737, is it the Max or whatever that they grounded? Like the engines are too big or whatever, so it was causing the plane to have the computer to always try to whatever, and then I don't know. And then the whole thing's crazy that it's just basically a computer glitch and a poor design. Yeah, I don't like a lot of those features. Don't do it like as a backup or whatever. That's fine, but I don't like a lot of it. Yeah. Well, they had to put the engines that they had to put on that thing was it for noise regulations or something? They're not really great, and then so it causes the plane to have to compensate for the way the engines are on there. They're too big or something. I can't remember. I was reading all about it. It's been a while. My brain doesn't retain that kind of stuff that much, but some things it does, but not that. So it's in this constant state of trying to raise the nose or whatever, I think is what it was. So it's just the whole thing is just stupid. And then I know some of the Airbuses wasn't that issue, but there was some computer glitches and there was so much automation on those things that the pilots were almost unable to overcome some of the things that the plane was doing, even though they needed to. It should always come down to the person driving the vehicle to be totally in control. And that other stuff should all be a backup, and it shouldn't be the main. Oh, what was that girl's name, Kyle? I forgot to. Let me look her up really quick. I think I might have her on Instagram. Kyle, look up Burnout Bombshell 1320. Burnout Bombshell 1320. She got a 1320 obviously, and she's Mopar and Challenger, and she's a girl, and she's not bad to look at. And there are those little underscores, burnout underscore bombshell underscore 1320. Yeah, the pilots weren't trained, and I know, but it's like they weren't trained. There was stuff they needed to know how to do that nobody told them about. So it's just crazy. Some of the stuff that happens. And there's some other women Mopar channels too, Kyle. I just can't think off the top of my head what they are. Next time I come across one, I'll try to write it down for you if I can remember. Yeah, I saw that, Chad. It wasn't. I think it was Walmart and just in Canada, I think. But yeah, he was getting ready to snort some lines of snow. Yeah, I want to see the Ford versus Ferrari movie too. I haven't seen it. It's been out for a while now. I was hoping it would come here to town, but I don't think it's gonna. We have one little tiny theater here in town, and it's usually about 2 or 3 weeks late on the movies. But obviously, since it's only a 2-screen theater, we just miss a lot of stuff here, so I have to drive somewhere else to watch it. Yeah, it's out. NVDA is a great screen reader, way better than Jaws. Yeah, that movie is out. I want to see it. There's 2 good documentary things on Netflix. Same story, basically, only the documentary versions. There's Shelby American, I think, is one of them, and the other one is the 24-Hour War. A lot of the same stuff is in both of those documentaries, a lot of the same footage, but both are really good. So if you're interested in that whole Ford at Le Mans story and all that, those are really good to watch probably before you go watch the movie. So there's 2 of them on Netflix right now, obviously because it's a hot topic right now. But yeah, 24-Hour War, and I think the other one's just called Shelby American. Yeah, that is a long night for Santa. But I saw a thing earlier that said, how come in movies when Santa takes off from the kid's house, he always just takes off out into the sky and goes 25 miles away. He never goes to the kid next door's house. It's true. It's screw those kids next door. I'm going over to this other town. Chad, you saw the movie? It looks really good. I want to see it. 2 hours and 30 minutes, probably worth sitting there. I want to see that movie real bad. Oh, so the one costs $1,000, but the NVDA is free. Cool, Kyle. Yeah, maybe all the other kids in the neighborhood must have been bad because they always just stop at that one kid's roof, go down the chimney, and then they're like, getting the hell out of there. Off to Argentina. And then what was the other movie? There's two movies out right now that I wanted. The other one was um, the World War II movie. Drawing a blank. Yeah, you'd think he would lose a little weight from all the Colombian marching powder. That's right. Maybe that is it, Motley. Maybe he's gone electric and he's got electric reindeer at the damn charging station. I wonder why my extension cord was laying out last Christmas morning. Maybe charge up. There's usually not very many movies that I want to see, but weirdly, there's two at once. I watched both of those documentaries on Netflix, and the other night I was on Netflix trying to find something to watch. I think after about an hour of scrolling through, I finally gave up. I can never find anything to watch. I'm very picky about movies and stuff like that. I don't watch very many things, and I tend to watch the same things more than once. And I like documentaries a lot, and I think I've watched every documentary that there is. Kyle, you rode in a Ferrari once. Cool. I have ridden. I don't think I've ever ridden in a Ferrari. No, I haven't. I'm pretty sure I have not. When I was a kid, family owned a auto trim shop, and we worked on a lot. They worked on lots of stuff, and there was a few cool cars we got to ride in over the years. Your cat's left ear just fell off. So happy. How did that happen? Oh yeah, Richard Jewell. I want to see that Richard Jewell one. That guy got screwed. I remember back in that day. I remember that story back when it happened. Everybody thought he was a criminal, and the news stations made him out to be this horrible terrorist person. And Chad, you stayed in the Holiday Inn. I can tell, Chad. I've thought about watching the Irishman thing. I don't know. I'm not that into that stuff. Kind of. You watch Cops, Live PD. I've watched some of that Live PD. I got hooked on that a little bit. Kind of accidentally stumbled across it. A lot of shows on the Motor Trend channel. I watched what was it? I watched Bohemian Rhapsody again the other day. I went and saw it when it came out, but we have the DVD in the house now, so I forgot we had that. So I watched that the other day when I was sitting home waiting to get called into work. Pretty good movie. I'm not a huge Queen fan, but still a cool movie, good movie to watch. Scott, what's up, Scott? How you doing? You have Direct TV. The Motor Trend channel is too. I don't have any. We don't. I don't have Direct TV. We got rid of the cable and the satellite and all. We don't do anything but internet stuff now. And like I was telling people before, whenever I'm somewhere where there is satellite or cable or whatever, like if I stay at a hotel, I get all excited and I get in front of the TV and I get the remote and about 45 minutes later, I'm like, damn, I'm glad I don't pay for this. I can't find anything to watch ever. Chad says, how about all the automotive magazines going belly up? But yeah, all the magazines out there pretty much, the internet's killing a lot of things, but it's just a transfer of the economy. It's not really killing anything. It's just transferring. People get upset like, oh, look at Sears and Kmart and all these big stores. Used to be huge stores. They're all basically gone now. But it's just the way. That's just progress. It's not like they haven't been replaced by something else, So it's not a bad thing. It's natural cycle, and who knows? Maybe someday something's going to come wipe all this out that we can't even imagine right now. Scott, you just put your cover over the wide body for the winter. Sad times. And we got Boise City in the house. Pretty good little crowd tonight. Have I missed anybody? We had a few people come in there in a short period. I think I got everybody mentioned. I hope that Joey 66 guy didn't come in here, though. It was a pain in the ass. Yeah, Motley, the Sears catalog, I agree with we called it the Christmas book or whatever when I was a little kid, and we'd go through that and make a little check mark by what we wanted or circle it or something. I don't remember. We didn't get the stuff, we might get one of those things if we were lucky. But I was always looking at like the slot car track, depending on what year, how old I was. But the slot car tracks was my thing for a long time, and then RC cars and bicycles. And Alan Osborne, what's going on, Alan? Thanks for coming back in. How you doing? Yeah, the Sears catalog, and Sears used to be the place to go. I mean, every mall had a Sears. It was kind of like the anchor of the mall, And that was they have everything there. The tools, and all the appliances were huge. All the Kenmore appliances and all the Craftsman tools and the car stuff. They had a car center back in the day with tires and batteries and oil changes and all that stuff. It was kind of a all-in-one sort of place. You get your clothes there, your toys there, your sporting goods. Yes, now the last time I went to a Sears, it was deserted and it's terrible. I mean, it's sad because you see stuff from your childhood and you see it go away. And it was once huge. But like I said, it's just the natural cycle of things. The internet's taken over and other stores have taken over. Just the Sears didn't keep up with the times. They were super late to the whole internet shopping thing and all that stuff. They could have been, they could have been Walmart.com, but they didn't get on board in time. Yeah, there's Dodge way back in the day. I mean, Sears sold everything out of the catalogs. You prefab houses and all that stuff, and there's still a bunch of those houses out there. There's probably people living in houses that they don't realize were bought from Sears, especially out here in the Midwest and in the rural areas and stuff. A lot of people would they'd get a prefabricated Sears house. They'd haul it out there and you slap it up and. They sold cars and motorcycles. Sears actually had its own brand of motorcycles, I think, back in the day. Some of that stuff's worth a lot of money now. And unfortunately, Craftsman now has sold all kinds of, like Ace Hardware, I think, sells it, and some other places too. I'm drawing a blank on where, but it's not the same as it used to be. And all the appliances, all that stuff. It's crazy. Of course, I'm older than a lot of you guys, so. And I think JCPenney's going kind of the same way. That was always a big store, more for clothing and stuff. They didn't really, JCPenney tried to get into the appliance thing for a while. And JCPenney used to have an auto center too, way back in the day. Malls are deserted now, and I can see why. I go to a mall and I can't find anything First of all, I hate going to the malls. It's like my least favorite thing to do. And secondly, it's just stupid. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't. I guess if I were a female and I were looking for clothing, and I wanted to make sure I could try on stuff and all that, then maybe it would make sense. I just don't really do malls. Kyle got kicked off and came back from his computer. There's a lot of dead malls though. That's a big thing on YouTube is people exploring old malls that are now closed. I like to shop online and I like to shop if I already know what I got to get. Like I'll run into a store to, or even a mall, but I know straight line to the store. I know where I'm getting, counter, pay for it, back to the car. That's the kind of shopping I like to do. And if I have time, I'll just order it and wait for it. I can always wait a couple of days unless it's something for some reason I got to have it now, but that doesn't happen that often. Yeah, it's Crossman at Lowe's now. I think it's still at Ace Hardware's too. And Kmart even had it for a while because Sears and Kmart became one company a few years ago, or probably like more a decade ago or whatever, because they were both struggling so hard. I love online shopping, except I spend too much money doing it. It's too easy. Motley live. You live 20 minutes from Mall of America. I'd like to go there just to see it. I've never been there. My daughter went on a school trip. Once a year you go. And just most of the stuff that I would buy at a mall, I can order online for cheaper. Becky would rather take a beating than go shop. Ryan C, what's up, Ryan C? Hey, dude, I'm a long time subscriber and looker. Thanks, man. How's it going? I like the Hellcat logo. Still grinding away. Yep, still struggling, but not going anywhere. Kyle says he hates walking in stores. I take my daughters shopping sometimes, like before school year starts and that kind of thing, and whatever. And I'll do it if I have to. But Ryan, she says, going good. You bought your Hellcat at the same time that I got my car. Cool. Someday I'm going to get a Hellcat too. One of these days. It's happening. Congratulations on the Hellcat, Ryan. Awesome cars. I can't wait. Yeah, the online shopping thing is you can get you can have bad things happen, but most of it's pretty safe. And then I've had mine hacked. I had my credit card get somebody bought a whole bunch of stuff on my credit card online. I didn't end up having to pay for any of it, thank God. But it was a huge hassle though because my credit card got shut off, and I had to wait like a week or whatever to get another card, and then I had to start over with new account number and all that other crap. It was a giant pain in the butt. It didn't cost me a penny, but it was a giant pain. And I had bought some stuff too. That's I don't use my credit cards very often, but I had for once in my life I'd actually used it a bunch of times, and then someone else got a hold of it and used it a bunch of times, and so I had to sit there and go over all these transactions with them and tell them which ones I did, which ones I didn't do, and it was kind of obvious which ones I didn't do because they were all out of the country and stuff. But pain in the butt, but it, didn't cost me anything. But still, like I said, it's a pain. Oh, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate the $2, man. Thank you very much for that. Thanks, dude. That's awesome. All that stuff goes towards either car stuff or cameras or whatever, something for the channel one way or another. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Ryan. It's awesome, guys. When you do that, I really appreciate it. And like I said, it all goes back into this in one way or another. Everything we make off of AdSense and all that stuff goes back in. at least at this point. Hopefully someday I can use some of that for other stuff too. But at this point, it all goes right back into this, which is cool. I like that. Kyle says he told his girlfriend you're going to get a Hellcat someday. There you go. Yeah, man, Chad brings up a good point. You might have to get rid of the girlfriend to get the Hellcat. They're expensive. I love cash too, Boise City. That's my thing. I'm going to have the cards for convenience, and sometimes you got to have one, like to get a hotel room or something like that. And like if I do need to get something online, there's pretty much got to have it for that. But I love cash. Nothing better than a pocket full of cash. For years and years and years, I always carried a ton of cash on me, like way more than I should have. I don't do that anymore, but there was times when I was walking around with tens of thousands of dollars in my pocket, which is stupid because for one thing, I could get robbed or mugged or something. Although, good luck if you want to try that. But anyway, if I for some reason got searched by law enforcement for any reason or something, they probably would have assumed I was up to something no good having that much money on me, and I wasn't. It was completely legit. It was just stupid to be carrying it. I finally quit doing that. It was also too easy to buy stuff too. I see something really cool that was expensive, and it was like, I got that in my pocket. Kyle, you had $71 in cash stolen from me. Oh, bummer. Yeah, I've bought a few used cars and stupid things like that, guns and things, just because having the money in my pocket and impulse buying, which was dumb. So it's probably good I don't carry that kind of cash on me anymore. John says, how do we contribute? There's a little dollar sign down there below the chat. Box. Boise City says, use my card only when I have to. Yeah, you kind of almost got to have one nowadays. But yeah, I don't like to use it unless it's, like you say, you have to. Sometimes you have to do what you got to do. Becky says she's afraid to walk out of her house with a pack of cigarettes. Crime is really getting better on there. Yeah. Well, at least you're aware of it, and I think I heard you were protecting yourself now, so that's good too. Oh man, your roommate got into your wall. That's just ultimate. That's just a bad. That's the violation, man. If you can't trust people you live with. I'm pretty trusting of everybody, like that I work with, and always have been. But then you hear these stories. It's like someone who you never thought would get into your stuff and screw with it. I had a coworker at the grocery store who was like, he's got some medical issues and he's got to have food to eat, like little snacks and stuff because of some medical issues. And sometimes he has to have like a snack really quick. So he keep him in his locker. None of us kept locks on our lockers. But he went in there to get some of his snacks one time because he was having some issues and he needed to eat something real quick. We were in a grocery store, so it wasn't a major emergency. Obviously, we get food pretty easy. And but he went in there. Someone had gotten in there and rummaged through all of his snacks and ate a bunch of them and taken a bunch of them. He ended up having to put a lock on his locker, which was kind of sad because none of us had ever put locks on our lockers ever in that place. And unfortunately, there's always got to be somebody. John Quinn, thank you very much, man. $1.99. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Always appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much for doing that. Goes back into the channel. Kyle, was it the School of the Blind that you guys went to? Yeah. Chad says, tape your pack of smokes to the 357. Thank you, John Quinn. Very much. Very, very much. Oh, good, Kyle. You beat the shit out of him for stealing your money. And you find out you locked the doors and beat the shit out of him. You deserved it. He deserved it. Yeah, people can suck sometimes, but I always keep in mind that 98% of the people out there are perfectly cool and perfectly trustworthy and nice people and good people. It's the other 2% or so that kind of give everybody uh, you always hear about the bad stuff. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Thank you, John. I'm glad you like the content. I appreciate. I try in my small way to put out decent content. I know it's not super exciting. We're not drag racing McLarens or anything, but try to do what I can from just a perspective of like a normal dude in the normal part of the country with a decent car. Yep, yep, Kyle, you're right, man. You don't take money from anybody, even doesn't matter who it is, where they got it from, whether they're a millionaire or they're the dishwasher at the local restaurant. You don't take their money. It's not yours, and you just don't do it. I hate thieves. I don't like that. Had stuff stolen from me before. Had my car broken into. Had I remember when I was teenager. We had the band thing going. My mom was she owned a bar and bartended, so she always had a lot of tips, a lot of cash, and she kept it in this pantry in the kitchen. And there was this giant jar of change, and then these piles of mostly ones and other, not always ones, but it'd be a lot of money. But we trusted everybody, and we never had a problem for years and years and years and years. Nothing ever happened. And one day, she went to get in there, and it was all gone. Somebody who was hanging out with the band somewhere, partying with us, or somebody. We never totally figured out who did it. I suspect we thought we knew, but there was no proof. So, but yeah, I mean, one day it was just all gone. That's what she paid bills with. So that was sad times. So then after that, everything changed around there. We had to lock that away and be a lot more careful about who was in the house and things like that. Before that, it was kind of like there was just people in and out all the time. We had band practice and parties and all that stuff, but that had to change a little bit. Suddenly, there was somebody in the group of about, I don't know, 60 or 80 people we hung out with that was dishonest. Yep, Boise City, you're right. Kyle says you got SSI back then and you didn't get what was lucky. You were lucky to have $100 to your name. John says you work your ass off the blue collar job, just me too, and you just like bullshitting about cars. Yep. Yeah, it sucks when somebody steals something from you because not only do you lose the thing or the money or whatever, you also it's like a violated. You feel violated, and you don't. It's not fun to not trust people. Yeah, people will take it. I got my car stereo stolen. They broke 2 windows doing it too. Why they had to break 2 windows, I don't know. But they stole my car stereo, and then I had some. I had just come back from a trip that evening, and I walked in the house. I was exhausted. I left a bunch of clothes and stuff in the car, uh, some sweaters and sweatshirts and stuff that I had kind of hanging. They took those. That sucked. And then the same apartments. I was doing my laundry one night, and I went to get my clothes out of the dryer, all my jeans, and back then I had a bunch of like sports hoodies and things like that, and everything was gone. I was so mad. I seriously didn't have anything to wear because I was wearing, I think I had on like a pair of cargo shorts or something. I had that kind of stuff, but all my jeans were in there. I was so angry. People suck. Stole my clothing. Another thing that brings me to another subject. I've been watching a lot of where they set up porch pirate. That people steal packages off your porch, especially at this time of year. And a lot of these setups. I'm sure you guys have seen the one guy who did the whole where it shot glitter all over the place and all that. But a lot of people are setting them up and putting fake packages out, waiting for someone to steal it. It's kind of fun to watch that kind of stuff. Yep, I don't take anybody's anything. I don't care how rich they are, how poor they are, what it is, or and you know what? Most people, if you needed something, they'd get it for you. If somebody needed $10 to get something to eat, I'd take them out to eat or take them to the grocery store or whatever. They don't have to steal it from me. Chivos Adventures, what's up? Oh, you got your car burglarized in downtown Lincoln at a hotel? God, that sucks. I wish hotels had better security because I can't sleep at a hotel or a motel because I'm always paranoid about the car. Especially I've had the Challenger um, a couple times at motels and hotels. I can't sleep. I'm at the window staring at the car every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes, every 2 minutes. I'm always afraid I'm gonna come out and it's gonna be up on blocks and wheels and tires are gonna be gone or something because they can do that so quick. I got wheel locks and everything, but those don't even. If somebody really wants that stuff, they're gonna take it. It'll slow them down. They got to make a little bit of noise to do it, but still, I've seen video of those guys doing that, and they're so quick. It's amazing. Yeah, I threw all my clothes, so I had to go to work. And luckily, I was just a bartender back then, so I didn't have to super dress nice. But it was like I don't think it was nice weather, and I had to wear like cargo shorts and a long sleeve t-shirt or something because all my clothes were gone. I was so mad. Yeah, Becky, a lot of people are putting like used cat litter or dog crap or all kinds of crazy things in packages and leaving them out there, hoping someone steals them. There's lots of videos where they're catching people. They tie a wire to it or something, so when they go running off, it yanks it out of their hand. Or one girl fell and broke her leg, which was the best video ever. She runs up, her boyfriend's in the car. She runs out of the car, runs up, she jumps back off the porch, and she like breaks her leg, and she's laying there in the yard, writhing in pain. Package laying on the ground. Her boyfriend comes and picks her up, puts her in the car. Then he comes back and grabs the package and they drive off. But it's all on video. I hope they got caught. But she at least got a broken leg out of the deal, which is great. Exploding dog shit packages are fun. It makes for great videos. That and the bait cars. I like the bait car videos too. Those are always fun. I like watching the bait car videos because people are always like, they usually bring it up too. You think this might be a bait car? Oh no, this is the bait car. All of a sudden, shuts off. Windows or can't roll the windows down, can't open the doors. The car shuts off, and there's cops all around you. It's kind of funny to watch that stuff. Yeah, boys, if anyone steals from you, better hope to God you don't catch them because if you do, their ass is grass. I agree. Sometimes it'd be like, I almost wish somebody would, it would be worth it to catch them, but yeah, there's some weird people. But like I said, I think most people, almost everybody is good. It's just, it's like certain professions. 99% of them are great. There's always that 1% of the people in that profession that do a bunch of crazy, stupid, bad shit, and then makes everybody look bad. Yeah, dead mice. There's all kinds of. I like when they catch them red-handed. There's a few where they just literally walked up and caught them. People always have these dumb excuses. Well, I was my boss told me to come here and get this package. He said this was his address, and I needed it. He must have gave me the wrong address. He said to go here and get this package off the porch. Yeah, sure. He just happened to give you the wrong address, and there just happened to actually be a package there. Yeah, bull crap. The bait car ones are always funny too, because a lot of them use the same excuse. A lot of them say, "I was just there was a girl or a guy or whatever, and they asked me if I could move this car for them. They just wanted me to move it for them." Like, all right, and it's weird. There's about 20 of them where they all try that one. Oh, they just wanted me to move the car for them. Like, well, first of all, you're half a mile from where it was. Second of all, who is this? Yeah, it's funny. They can't. No one. Some people just can't say, "Yeah, I screwed up and you caught me." Yeah, Boise, I agree. Nice guy until someone does something bad to you, and then the bad side can come out. Shivo says your car's going to be ready tomorrow afternoon. Cool. I bet you're excited. Getting it back. Nice. That's going to be a good time. Cool, man. Congratulations getting the car back. Good to hear. Good to hear. I haven't seen my car in a couple days. I better go out and visit her tomorrow. Chad, a rabid possum or skunk. That would be good. Rattlesnake. Kyle says his grandpa has a 2009 Dodge Charger with the V6. Nothing wrong with the V6, man. Yeah, I could think of a few things that could go good for a little bait box, a little porch pirate bait box. Put an impossible offer in the box. Yeah, that's worse. There's for some reason that reminds me of an episode of The Simpsons where a long time ago, I think they were stranded on a desert island. They were starving to death. And Lisa said something like, "I'm so hungry I could eat Arby's." So hungry I could eat Arby's. Boise. Oh no. Oh. I could go back to work at like 1 o'clock tonight. I think I'm on rest right now. You can only work so many hours before they force you to go on rest, but I think I'm off rest at like 1 or 1:15 or something like that. So I may be out on the road tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna try not to yawn too much. I did get about 4 hours of sleep. I'm going to need some more at some point. It's hard to sleep during the day. When I come off of an overnight like that, I just can't get used to trying to sleep during the day. It's really difficult. And when I do, it's usually for 3 or 4 hours. I can't get like a full sleep in like 6 or 8 hours. It's always like 4. And I just wake up and I can't. It's hard to light. It's too light, and I can hear. No matter how quiet people are trying to be, and I appreciate that, but people got to do stuff around the house. I don't blame them, and I'll hear walking around or something, or they're like I said, they're being very considerate. I'm not saying that, but it's hard to for me to sleep when I can hear activity going on around me. Oh yeah, The Simpsons. He did have a rusted out Super Bee for a while. That's right. I remember that. I'm trying to cut out the yawning. I'm working on it. But when I start thinking about it, it happens more. I think last week or the week before I was yawning and I didn't even know it. You guys mentioned it, and I was like, I was yawning. Didn't realize I was doing it, and then once I realized I was doing it, it got worse. Oh no! I didn't yawn. That was. I'm not a very good liar. Yeah, Homer was like the original Joe Dirt with that high school rusted out Super Bee. Yeah, it's like I can come home and go to sleep, but it's hard to get like really good sleep and for very long. Kyle knows I yawned. Yep. See, now we're all going to be doing it because we're all watching. It's contagious even over the internet. Uh-oh. Yeah. Debating whether to stay up later or go to bed now, or not now, but in a few here. And I love Mr. Plow. That's a great episode. I love that show, period. It's a great show. Yeah, Mr. Plow and Plow King. Mr. Plow. Kim doesn't like anything animated like that. She really won't sit through it. Like, she won't give it a chance. I'm like, come on. Like Simpsons or Family Guy or South Park. She just won't really get into it. Sometimes I'll show her like a clip or something and she'll laugh, but she won't sit down and actually watch. Yeah, now we're all going. Mr. Plow. That's a great show. Been around forever. Yeah, King of the Hill was good. That's always good too. I like that too. There's a bunch of good ones. The thing about animated shows, you can make them do anything because there's like no restrictions. You can dream it up. You can have them do it. Yeah, I was trying to go live from my work thing, but 'cause I was just sitting there waiting, but it was cutting in and off. I was trying to get the Wi-Fi from the hotel, which I had, but it was, I don't know. I just couldn't make it work. I gave up after a few minutes. I watch Family Guy a little bit, not as much as the other stuff, but I do like Family Guy. Oh yeah, Boise. I'm sure living in an apartment, trying to sleep during the day in an apartment is almost impossible. You're gonna hear stomping and music and kids and people coming in and out of their doors and all that stuff. Yeah. Propane and propane accessories. I have not seen Bob's Burgers. I used to work out with a guy and he was always talking about Bob's Burgers, and I was always telling him that I was going to go watch it. We used to work out at the gym together. He was always into Bob's Burgers. I kept saying, okay, I'm gonna check it out. I never did. I'll have to try to check that out. Yeah, Kyle. There's so many good South Park moments and subjects, and I like South Park because they make fun of everybody and everything. They don't hold back. Everyone gets it equally, whether you're no matter what race you are, what religion, what political affiliation, what disabilities you have, or anything like that. They go after you, and it's not in a mean way. It's just funny stuff, and they're very brave, and they don't really take sides really in anything. They just sort of make fun of everybody equally, which is really cool. That's what comedy should be. Yeah, Futurama, pretty good. Yeah, there's no way to sleep in an apartment. It's hard to get good sleep in an apartment at night because some people are up all night partying or, kids crying. Just normal people. It's normal stuff that people do. It's not really anybody's fault. We're all humans, and we make noise at different times of the day or night, and that's just part of. Kyle. Oh yeah, Beavis and Butthead. Love Beavis and Butthead. Definitely love Beavis and Butthead. That's one that Kim just like sits there and just like, how can you watch that? But it's she doesn't understand the stupidity. It's intentional and it's funny. It's not like yeah, I love Beavis and Butthead. I loved it back in the day when it was originally first on, and I still love it. The movie was good. Yep, Chad. Yeah, South Park go after everybody. They hate, they go after everything, and they're really quick on, topics of interest. They like something happens in the world, and they're on top of it right away, which is cool how they do that. Becky's with Kim. I think it's like women. I don't think very many females like the whole Beavis and Butthead thing. Gary Hood says he loves Beavis and Butthead. You remember when there was a kid, you always watched it? Yeah, I thought it was funny. I love Beavis and Butthead. I think I had a couple of Beavis and Butthead T-shirts and things like that. Yeah, some things are just so stupid that they're funny, and they're supposed to be stupid. They're not supposed to have any deep meaning or anything. It's just stupid, funny stuff, and that's there's space for everything out there. There's space for stuff that has some deep meaning or some whatever. There's room for the kind of comedy that's like intelligent kind of comedy that makes you think or whatever, or it's clever, and then there's room for just stupid stuff, and that's just stupid stuff. But I think it's funny. Yeah, I think everybody imitated them at one time or another. Everyone's done the old Beavis and Butthead imitations. Yeah, but they ended Winger's career. But I heard that Kip Winger and what's his name, uh, the Beavis and Butthead guy, are like friends now because of it. They like met because of it basically, and they talk and they're cool with each other and they're like friends now. Chad, I had some upstairs neighbors when I was early 20s. I had a guy that lived upstairs from me, and he had girls over all the time, and they'd be going at it for ridiculous lengths of time. I'd have a girl over, and we'd have fun too, and then we'd be sitting around or laying around, and they're still going. It was making me look bad up there. It's like Jesus Christ, it's been like 3 hours. Then the girl would leave and go upstairs. TV for my bundle. Yeah, the Beavis and Butthead Do America was pretty good. I always liked the show. I always thought it was funny. It was huge there for a while back when it first came out. It was like just huge. It was everywhere. I always liked when they were working at Burger World, and all those were always funny ones. There's one where the guy comes to the drive-thru and orders a whole bunch of crap, and I think he just says, just stupid. He just says, "Could you order like less stuff or something?" For some reason, shit like that just cracks me up. Like, could you order less stuff? Because he was confused. Reminded me of working at the auto parts store. Felt like saying that a few times. Could you just not buy this shit? It's just okay, Kyle. Take it easy, Kyle. Thanks for coming in, dude. Check out that girl's channel. Yeah, Beavis' alter ego. Well, speaking of going, I think we should probably wrap this up. Went pretty long tonight, more than I usually do. Appreciate you guys all being here. You guys rock. I'm about to go look for some Beavis and Butthead or Family Guy or South Park or something to watch. Now that we've been talking about it, I want to watch something. Yeah, yeah, John. Waiting for Beavis and Butthead to come on. Yep. Thanks a lot, everybody. Appreciate you being here, and try to come back here a couple days or so, and we'll see how my job goes, how that all goes. And we'll see you all later. Everybody have a good week. And if you're in one of these snowy areas, be careful on the roads. And if you're not in one of these snowy areas, well, then I'm really freaking jealous of you. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot. Bye, everyone. See you soon. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for keeping this thing going. I appreciate it, man. I love it. Thanks.